Hello, everybody. Welcome to the NBC Game of the Week. On my end, I'm having issues. It's showing very, very dark on my side. Even when I was setting this up, it was very, very dark. And I don't know how to, I might have to redo this stream because it looks like YouTube is messing up on me and it's making it very dark. Kenyon, is it really dark on your side? Because on my laptop, man, it is dark as hell. And I can't figure out how to get it. I got all the lights on I normally have on it, but the whole thing is just dark. Looks fine there. Maybe it's just my laptop. Let me check my phone. Hold on. Let me check my phone and see how the feed is looking.
The most overpriced things I have ever.
Hold on. Because on my side, like I said, I can barely see the screen. Yeah, on the feed it looks okay, but I tell you what, on my laptop, it's like I'm looking through darkness. I don't know what the deal is with that, but for whatever reason, it's doing that, and I have no idea why. Oh well, we'll go with it then. I'll try to look at my phone for comments because it's gonna be hard for me to see you guys' comments because the screen is so freaking dark on here on my laptop, and I don't know why it's doing that. It just is. It just is. I don't know why. So we'll figure it out. But we are in Boston for the California Angels against the Boston Red Sox. Not a sexy pitching matchup at all. We got Jim Wright against Paul Hartzell. There's your starting lineups for today's game for the Angels. Miller in center, Lansford at third, Bostock in right, Baylor the DH, Rudy in left, Fairley at first, Downing catching, Chalk short, Bobby Grich second for the Red Sox. Burleson at short, Brohammer at second, Rice in left, Yastrzemski the DH, Fisk catching, Fred Lynn in center, Dewey Evans in right, George Scott at first, and Butch Hobson at third base will bat ninth. All right, first order of business here. Oh, cool, Dr. D. Good deal. Yes, RJL, there are never any camera issues on the other channel. We know this. Now it says my audio sounds distant. That was the other thing when I was setting this up. I didn't have my headset in. I put it in after the fact. So maybe it's picking up audio off the laptop versus my headset. I don't know. Let me try something real quick. I'm going to unplug my headsets. Tell me if you guys still hear me. All right. Does it sound any different now? Any louder? Any quieter? Any distanter? Closer? Whatever. This sounds the same. Okay. All right. Let me put my headset back in just in case it's working. Tell you what, the starting 11 o'clock thing is kind of throwing me off. All right. We're going to go back to the headset. I don't know if that's going to improve anything or not, but we'll find out. But this first game back at 11 o'clock is sort of like when the time changes, it kind of throws you off a little bit. And that's what this is doing. But every game from here on out will be at 11 o'clock until the end of the season. There will be no playoffs. I'm just going to finish up the regular season and be done with the project of the NBC Game of the Week. I'm not worried about the season. I don't really have anything going on with the season. There's no, I don't know what the word is for it. There's no interest for me in the season particularly. Not really that much interest. Full. I'll tell you what. Full disclaimer. I'm not really that into season ticket baseball. Maybe because I only play it once a week. But I'm just on this strat kick, and so anything short of strat is going to be a downfall to me. Not that there's anything wrong with this game, but I just don't have the I don't know what the right word is for it, but the oomph to play this a lot. Now, what I'll probably do is after this NBC Game of the Week project is over, maybe I will revisit this and play it. Maybe like a pitcher replay or something where I'm playing it over and over and over and over. And then once I get to be more familiar with it, maybe it will do better. I do not have 78 in strat. No, I do not. No, sure don't. The only thing I have 78 in is APA and season ticket, and you ain't gonna see APA. Trust me. If I could sell it to somebody, I'd sell it to somebody, but I don't think there's any buyers out there. Be fool's gold if somebody bought it. That's for sure. Yep, I agree, Ben. I mean, I was told I was told by several people that have been at this longer than I have that play the games you're enthusiastic about, not what other people think they want you to see or you want them to see. So that's what I'm gonna be doing now. We'll honor my commitment and finish this out, play the regular season in this. It's about I think maybe four, maybe five more games of this. I'm not sure. I have to double check it. This game was played in real world August 26, 1978 in Boston. Next Saturday will be September the 2nd in the 1978 world, and it'll be the Astros and the Cubs. Boy, I'm having a hard time. I'm going to have to come over here and look at my phone to get the comments because my computer screen, for whatever reason, my laptop is just like dark as hell. I wish you guys could see it. It'd be too hard for me to try to bring it over, but let me see. Let me see if I can take a picture of it, perhaps. And I don't know if this will do it justice or not, but we'll find out. But it's I don't think it's going to reflect this though. Not the way I want it to reflect it. I don't think it's going to do it. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. Possibly. Let's bring this back here. And like I said, I don't know how well this is going to show up on here, but this is my phone of my screenshot of my laptop. You can see how dark it is on my. This is what I'm seeing on my laptop. So I don't know. I just don't know. RJL, if you wanted to pick up and do the 1978 on Inside Pitch, I know your stuff's in storage or whatever, but once you finish up your regular 1999 season and playoffs, maybe that's something you could do. I don't know. So I don't know. Ben, it looks fine on my phone. It's my laptop that's the problem. Phone is nice and bright. It's the laptop that's I can't see anything. It's almost completely dark. But like I said, it looks fine on YouTube for whatever reason. But on my end, on the laptop, it looks terrible. So I'm going to have to keep my phone here. And if I miss your comment, I apologize. I'm going to have to look in the comments of the little window on the phone, which is not very good. I'll try to see what I can do with it. I don't know any way to improve the lightness on this laptop. I just don't know how to do it. Let's see something here. If I can get this to working. Let's try the customization. I don't see where that's doing anything. Details. Yeah, I'm not seeing much of anything here to fix anything, so I'm just gonna have to go with it. Well, there you go, RJL. There you go. Yeah, because this is an NBC. This is not a 1978 season project, so I do not feel compelled to do playoffs because it's not a season project. It's the NBC game of the week. The whole project is to give you the feel of watching the NBC game of the week. When the regular season was over, there was no more NBC game of the week. So I really don't feel the need or the even the duty to do a postseason on this. This is strictly for Saturday afternoon / morning. All right, so Fenway Park is your ballpark. And the base temperature in August, daytime, is 67. We'll see what we add to that. We get a 19. That's going to make that up to 86. So we're going to have a +1 on deep drives to Fenway Park, thanks to nice weather here in Boston. There will be deep drives galore, possibly, particularly if we get over to the big green monster. Maybe there's some good stuff going on there. I don't know. Jeff, I don't know how to do that on the laptop. I'm afraid if I do something, it's going to kill the stream somehow. So I don't know how to do it without possibly messing something up, and I don't want to do that. I mean, if it's coming through fine on YouTube, it's just my end with my laptop, and I can look through the phone and get what I need to get, even though it's a little more, shall I say, not quite so fun. All right, so we got Jim Wright against Paul Hartzell. And again, no fault of season ticket baseball people, but these two uniforms are very similar. So when you put these two cards side by side, there's no real contrast with uniforms. So the Red Sox blue is a little bit darker than the Angel blue, but that's not saying much. So we'll see what we can do. Okay, so leading things off will be Rick Miller. We get a 4.45. And that's Miller split against Jim Wright, the right-hander. 4.45 is a 4.3 ground out. And we're underway as Rick Miller is retired. Here's Carney Lansford. A lot of turnover in these two teams. Miller and Lansford played for the Red Sox. I think Lansford before this and Miller after. I'm not sure the time frame, but I know both were Red Sox at one point. That's a 6.21. 6.21 is a pop to second on the fielding chart or stadium chart. And that's 2 away for Lyman Bostock, former Minnesota Twin. 3.90, and that's a non-split, and that's a base hit single for Lyman Bostock. 2-out single for Bostock. Stole 15 bases, got caught 12, but Jim Wright's got a really good hold of 8, so we're not going to risk anything there. Not with Don Baylor coming up. So Don Baylor, that's in against Wright. We get a 4.75 against a right-hander. 4.75 is a fly ball to deep center field, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Angels. I don't know, the little thing here doesn't want to stay flat. Nothing doing for the Angels in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. It'll be, oops. The Red Sox coming to bat after California came away empty-handed. Paul Hartzell is your starting pitcher in this one for California. Tonight, my plan is to come on about 9 o'clock or so and do the Demolition League game between Pittsburgh and Kansas City. Did not do that last night. Friday nights, now that we're in football season, are high school football nights, so I will not be home. So going to amend those and not do any games on Friday night. All right, here is Rick Burleson. That's a 5.88, and that's tough for a center fielder to get that blue 8. And the center fielder for California is Rick Miller, but I don't think he's going to fare very well. 5.88 is a single right there. So Rick Miller, unable to get to it. It's like a range playing Stratomatic, basically. And Rick Burleson gets himself a leadoff single. That'll bring up Jack Brohammer. Not sure where Jared Remy is. I guess they're giving him the day off. I don't know. But Brohammer's playing. 5.07. That's a rare play chance. Anything 500 to 5.09 is rare play city. So we go into the textbook and look at the rare play chances. And with the runner on first, we're going to be looking at run on first, less than 2 outs, page 34. So we're going to page 34 because we're going by the situation, run on base situation. If no outs or 1 out, we're going to page 34. If there were 2 outs, we go to page 35. But we're going to page 34 on the rare playbook. I'm going to roll all the dice and see what we get. We get a 311. So 311 is right here. 311, 300, 349. Single. Soft fly ball to shallow right field. R1 goes halfway, unsure if the ball will be caught. Second and right field converge, but the ball drops in for a hit. Right fielder may force R1 at second base, successfully challenging R1 speed. Okay, so basically what we're doing is the ball is dropping in, but the runner on first, Burleson's unsure of himself. So it will drop in, but the right fielder for the Angels, and that would be Lyman Bostock, he has a chance to challenge the speed of Rick Burleson to get a force play at second base. So Burleson's speed is only a 2, and Bostock's arm is also a 2. Right here in right field, 2 and a 2. So they're even, 2 and 2. So what we're going to do here then basically, if they're even, we're just going to take these 3 dice and see if they're greater than or equal to 10. If these 3 dice come up less than or equal to 10, the runner is out. And they come up greater than 10, so he will make it. It'll be a base hit. They will not throw Burleson out at second base. So first and second, nobody out. On back-to-back hits, that's the old bloop single in there. Bostock just unable to throw him out. 2-1, nobody out. And Jim Rice, the batter. No, Brian. Yeah, well, not the school I went to. The school I went to doesn't exist anymore. They changed the name, and me and my buddy refused to go after they did the name change. After the woke name change, we didn't want to do anything, so we're going to me and my buddy live about, I don't know, maybe an hour apart. So we pick a school that's like a half hour in between both of us, and that's the one we go to. They have won a couple state championships. They're kind of like mediocre. Not mediocre, but they're what do you call it? They're good locally, but when they get to the state tournaments and stuff, they're not as good as they used to be. So just call it that way. All right, so Jim Rice is your batter. 443. Yeah, Dr. D, my school doesn't exist anymore. They changed the name, so they're dead to me. 443, and that is a single to center field. Now, center fielder arm is Miller. Let's see what kind of arm he has. Miller has an arm rating in center field of 5. So Burleson, you know what they're going to have with nobody out, they're just going to hold Burleson and make the bases loaded. That's still going to put the Angels in all sorts of trouble. And Carl Yastrzemski, the designated hitter, is the batter. That's a 419 against right-handers, and that's going to be a walk. It's going to force in a run. So Paul Hartzell might not be long for this game. I hope this is not one of those 20-run games like we had several weeks ago. I don't need to sit through that. That's for sure. Here's Carlton Fisk. Infield still back. They need out. They're looking for the double play. But we get a fielding check, and it's not a good one. That blue 8 is going to be terrible. Joe Rudy's going to have a hard time. 578. That's a single plus. So that means the run on third and second would score. Run on first has a chance to go to third, but I think they're going to hold him at second base. So it's a single by Fisk. Yastrzemski doesn't run all that great, so they will hold him at second. But scoring is Brohammer and Rice, and it's 3-0 Red Sox, and there still is no one out. Paul Hartzell, he was 6-10 with a 3.44 ERA, which wasn't too bad, but he's just not getting the rolls in this game. Here's Fred Lynn, 130. 130 is a fly to left. They finally recorded an out. One away for Dwight Evans. And in all honesty, I shouldn't even say this. I'm thinking it. I probably should keep it to myself. So I think I will. I almost said something I didn't want to say. All right, here's Julio Evans. 4-12. And that is another walk. It's going to load the bases again. Now George Scott, the 8th man to bat in the inning, steps to the plate. Angels need a double play in the worst way. 126, and that's a fly to left, not a sacrifice fly, it's just a fly to left. There's no pluses or anything there, so runner has to hold. And now Butch Hobson, the 9th man to bat in the inning, Butch Hobson is up. I tell you what, if they can get out of this with 3 runs and still be in the game, that's a major victory right there for California, if they can do that. 282. Hobson's a righty. 282 is a fly to right. Boy, if Hobson had been a lefty, that would have been a deep drive. But since it's a righty, it's a fly to right. And the inning's over. Boston gets 3 runs, but it could have been a lot worse. When you bat around and only score 3 runs, that's really kind of disappointing for your offense. So 3-0 lead. I mean, it's hard to be disappointed about a 3-0 lead, but when you send 9 to the plate, you expect to score more than 3. But that's just what happened. So Jim Wright steps up. Oops, wrong team. So I tell you, these cards, the coloring on these cards is almost identical. It's very easy to get these confused. You got the blue and the blue. It's not like if you had the Cardinals and the Pirates and one is yellow and one's red. All right. This thing is annoying the crap out of me. I don't know why it's not staying flat. I'm going to fix this once and for all. Yes, it looks tacky and looks terrible, but it fixes the problem. So nothing like good old Scotch tape. If you don't have Scotch to drink, you use Scotch tape. How about that? That ought to do it. Yep, we're playing on the budget here. So here's Rudy, 435. Right-hander is right. 435. It's a 4-3 ground out, 1 away. I'm still unsure about whether I want to invest in the XSplit program. I did that. I used it to do the video yesterday on the Stratomatic direct entry. But since I'm doing the free version, it's only giving me 720p, so the clarity was not what I would like it to have been. So I may invest in it. I may not. I don't know. It's $60 a year if I want to do it. So, and you got to pay for it all at once. It's not like $5 a month. When it comes out to $5 a month, but you got to put the 60 up front. So, and I'm cheap, so it's hard for me to part with that. 319 is a strikeout, especially since I don't do a lot of computer stuff. And if I was like Beatles or somebody like that, or Ron Juckett that does computer almost exclusively, then yes, I would do something like that. But I'm primarily cards and dice. So this is just an extra foray into the PC world. So I don't know if it's worth doing that or not. Hey, Chuck, good to see you. Here's Downing, 654 on the ballpark card. 654 is down here, 6-3 ground out, and that will end the inning. So California goes quietly. And the Red Sox are coming right back at them with some more offense, supposedly. See if Paul Hartzell has a better second inning than he had in the first inning. Top of the order, Rick Burleson. No, it's an annual subscription, Ben. And it's $5 a month, but they don't charge you $5 a month. You got to put the whole 60 down up front. And then if it turns out I don't use it that much or don't like it, I can't get my money back. It's not like I can cancel and get a refund. So if it was $5 a month that I paid monthly, and I can, after first month I could stop it, then maybe I'd do something like that. But I got to be really sure about doing that. And hey, at $60, I could buy a Stratomatic season with that. Sans the shipping, of course, but very close to it. Or would cover shipping of one Stratomatic season, put it that way. 513. 513, that's Hartzell. 513 is a 1-3 ground out. So Hartzell does get Burleson. 1 away, and here is Jack Brohan. 638, and it's going to be a 648 with the home team batting. 648 is a 6-3 ground out, and that is out number 2. Out number 2. Maybe I'll do like some of those high-tech and highfalutin channels that we have on YouTube and say, hey, if you become a member, then for so many dollars a month, I'll do these. I'll go out and buy this computer program and I'll stream for you just for members only. 566. That's to the shortstop, and that is Chalk. Chalk 566, and that's a single to left field. Single to left field for Jim Rice, who out single brings up Yaz. That's a 396, and that's a home run for Carl Yastrzemski. You don't need a secondary check for that. That is a straight out home run for Carl Yastrzemski. And things are getting from bad to worse for Paul Hartzell. That's 5 runs in 2 innings allowed by Hartzell. And he may not be too much longer for this game. Fisk, 327. And that's a strikeout to end the inning. But 2 more runs come in. This one on the dinger by Yaz. And at the end of 2, it's 5-0 Red Sox. Like I said, it's no knock against inside pitch, payoff pitch, season ticket, fall classic, or any of those. It's just they're not Stratomatic. And in the mood I'm in right now and the mindset I'm in right now, I'm full Stratomatic. So that may change, in 6 months or 3 months or who knows what. But right now I'm in full Stratomatic mode. So anytime I do anything on here that's not Stratomatic, I'm thinking like that old commercial, but you could have had a V8. I could have had a Stratomatic. So that's kind of my mindset. Even as I'm playing this, I'm playing it, but I'm not, I'm not as enthusiastic as I was maybe at one point. 181 is a single for Chalk. 1 away, and here's Grich. 311, and that's going to be a strikeout. And that's no knock against this game or Clay or anybody associated with this game. It's a really good game. It's just, like I said, in my mindset, it's just not Stratomatic. What can I tell you? All right, here's Wright, 186, and that's going to be a bloop single. So with it being a bloop single, the runner had to hold with less than 2 outs. So Miller gets a bloop single. Chalk will stop at second. No, inside pitch not for the win, particularly the advanced crap that's out there. Here's Carney Lansford. 400, and that's going to be a walk to load the bases. So now here come the Angels. And yes, I'm kind of calling it crap because I was told and I was promised that once version 3 came out, this is it. This is the ultimate. We're not going to do anything else. And now you got to go out and buy all new game and cards if you want to play this advance. So the hell with that. Bostock, 144. And that's a fly ball to right field, 2 down. And that'll bring up Don Baylor. But like I say, play the game you want to play. I'm not mad at you if you put it, no matter what game you want to play. Even if you want to play APA, I'm still not mad at you. 140 is a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. They're going to leave the bases loaded to end the inning. Go to the bottom of the 3rd. Ben, I'm seriously thinking about getting a T-shirt that says "Friends don't let friends play APA," but I haven't gone that far yet. Well, Greg, like I said, it's personal preference. Everybody's entitled to what they like. That's for sure. Here's Fred Lynn. 413, and against a right-handed hitter, that's going to be 413. Yep, it's going to be a walk, no matter what, righty or lefty. So Lynn will draw the walk. That'll bring up Dewey Evans. That's fine, RJL. Everybody can have that game. I have no interest in it. None whatsoever, not now and not in the future. They piss me off, and I don't really want to deal with them. 443, it's another story for another day. That's a 6-4-3 double play. That's 2 quick outs. Two down. I might pull out the regular inside pitch once in a blue moon and play it, but right now they've kind of ticked me off. 180, and 180 is going to be a bloop single. Bloop single by George Scott. That'll bring up Butch Hobson. 602 comes to 612 with the home team batting. It's still going to be a strikeout. So Hobson is out on strikes, and they finally get a 0 on the board. Finally put a 0 on the board, and we go to the top of the 4th. So Jim Wright back out. Wright was 8-4 with a 357 earned run average. Here's Joe Rudy, 408, and that's going to be a 1-3 ground out, one away. Here's Ron Fairley. Ben, it's not a probably, it's a guarantee. There is no probably to that. You're going to be dipping into your pocket again if you want to do that. Let's see, 456. And that's a 4-3 ground out. Put you down. Now, if you wanted to be, if Chris wanted to be upright now and whatnot, then if you have proof of ownership of a inside pitch season, you should get the advanced inside pitch season either for free or a very extreme discount. You should not have to pay, full price when you already own the season in the regular version. So, don't want to be like Stratomatic and bludgeon people to death. 399 is a home run for Brian Downing. Speaking of bludgeoning, they're bludgeoning the. Well, that was Brian. That was for the California Angels. Puts them on the board. Not bad. I had the wrong team in my brain there. So Brian Downing gets the home run, puts them on the board, but they still trail it 5-1. But at least they're on the board. I agree, Bob B. But everybody has their own opinion. Here's Chalk, 195, and that's a bloop double. So maybe the second time through the order, they're starting to get to right. We shall see. Home run and now a double. And that's going to bring up Bobby Grich, number 9 hitter. 378 non-split. 378 is a 6-3 ground out, so the runner has to hold. One away. And this thing is irritating me to no end. Stay down there. Tired of messing with you. All right, so here comes Rick Miller. Oh, the blue die didn't go through. Let's redo that. 675 is the ballpark card. Their visiting team is batting, so no change. 675 is still going to be a single plus, so that's going to score the run from second base. And it's 5-2. As Rick Miller will bring home Dave Chalk. It's a 5-2 game. Still only one out. And Carney Lansford, the batter. 262 against a righty for Jim Wright. And that's going to be a redirect to a 552. That's to third base. Third baseman is Butch Hobson. And we look at Hobson on a 562. And that is going to be, I'm sorry, not a 5. Did I say 562? What did I say here? It was 262. So it's a redirect to a 552. Okay, 552 is a double play, 5-4-3 double play. So the redirect ends the inning on the double play, but 2 runs come in. It is a 5-4-3 double play. Score is now 5-2 in favor of Boston, but California has inched their way back a little bit. Don't know if we'll see how long Hartzell can last. He's not done so well. Top of the order, Rick Burleson, the batter. 673, and that's going to go to the ballpark. And it comes to 683 with the home team batting, and that's a single for Rick Burleson. So Burleson will get himself a base hit. off of the stadium card. And that brings up Jack Brohammer. $570. That's going to be an easy play for the left fielder, and that is Joe Rudy. And a 570 is a fly ball. The runner on third would be out trying to score if there was a runner on third, but there is nobody on third, so just one away. And that will take us to Mr. Brohammer. $370. $370 is a fly to left, and that's going to be out number 2. Two down for Jim Rice. Why is there a run on first? There shouldn't be a run. Oh, he got a single here, didn't he? Burleson got a single. So it's only one out. Why am I getting there two? I'm getting confused now on outs. I've been thinking about other stuff. So we're just going to play it. It doesn't really matter. I mean, 260 is a redirect to a 560. So that's an easy play for the shortstop. It'd be a double play, whether it was 2 outs or not. So it doesn't matter. This game doesn't matter. The season doesn't matter. Everybody's looking for football anyway by this time of the year. So it doesn't really matter. We just finish things out. Here's Boston. I'll go as quickly as I can. 134. It's a 3-1 putout. One away. Baylor. 122, and that's a redirect to a 322, which is a strikeout. 2 down. And here's Downing. 686. 686 is a single. So 2-out single for Downing. And whoops, why is that Downing shouldn't have been there? That should have been Rudy, not Downing. What is he doing up there? That should have been Rudy all the way. No question about it. I got these cards out of order somehow or another. Don't know how I did that, but we'll fix it. Okay, now we're straight. So Rudy gets the single. 2 outs for Ron Fairley. Now we got the guys in the right order. 592. Right fielder, Dewey Evans. The 2 should be just fine for him. 592 is a fly ball to right to end the inning. So nothing doing the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. And it'll be Yastrzemski. He homered his last time up. .557. That could be rough for the third baseman. That would be Carney Lansford. Check his card. 557 is a single to left field. So base hit for Yaz as he sneaks it past Lansford. Yaz is 2 for 2, homer and a walk and a single. And that'll bring up Pudge Fisk. 336, and that's a strikeout. One away. RJL, I agree with you. I am ready for college football, but I could care less. I almost, and this is very close to being true, but not quite. I almost care as much about the WNBA as I care about the NFL. Not quite that, but that tells you maybe that gives you a glimpse into my NFL, how much I care about the NFL or don't care about the NFL, I should say. 444 against a right-hander, and that's a single to center field. So that's what runners at first and second. 1 out for Dewey Evans. But they're both ahead of Taylor Swift, so we'll say that much. Let's see, 641 makes a 651. 651 is a 6-4 ground out. Fielder's choice. Put runners at first and third with 2 outs. Two down, and George Scott, the batter. Let's see here. 285. 285 against a right-hander is going to be a fly to right. Would have been a deep drive against a lefty, but it's a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. But I will say this about the WNBA. They're dreaming if they think to get more money. They lose money as it is. If it wasn't for the NBA, they wouldn't even be in existence. So to come out there and demand more money, or they're going to hold out, go right ahead. Nobody's going to give a crap and watch your crap. I tried watching one of their games one time. It's terrible basketball. It's just horrible. To me, the college women's basketball game is a whole lot better than the WNBA, and they're supposed to be the cream of the crop, but just the style they play, and it just, I don't know, I just didn't like it. 302, and that's going to be a strikeout. Although I did think the green dildos on the court was pretty funny. Whoever did that it was childish, but it was funny. 690, and that is a double for Dave Chalk. Dave Chalk with a double. That's he's 3 for 3, a single and 2 doubles. Rich, 648. Oh, back to the ballpark. 648 is a 6-4. Going to be a 6-3 ground out actually with nobody on first, and the runner will have to hold. I will say this: Caitlin Clark is a very good player with lots of talent. So I will say that. But I mean, from what I understand, I don't watch WNBA at all. But what I understand is that she was getting fouled unnecessarily or something. I don't know. I don't follow it, but there was some jealousy there, I think. I don't know. 131, and that is going to be a 3-1 ground out to end the inning. Greg, you have your opinion. I have mine. That's what makes America great. Here is Butch Hobson. 155, and that's a walk for Hobson. And that brings up Burleson. That is true, Ben. There are lots of videos out there, lots of YouTubers streaming right now that are available for content if you are unhappy with what is here. 500 on the rare play, and we got a runner on first with 1 out, so we're going to page 34 again. Back to where we started, page 34. That was the first rare play. 480, 480, 1-3 or 1-6. That's above 400 to 449, but the ball is hit to the pitcher. Okay, ground ball to the pitcher. Pitcher may take the automatic out at first or try to get the lead. They're going to take the automatic out. They need outs. They'll let the runner go to second. No big deal. 1 away, and here is Brohammer. $450 for Brohammer against a right-hander. 450 is a 3-6 ground out, really 3-1, because there is no play to second base. So it's actually 3 unassisted, more likely. And that puts a runner at third with 2 outs for Jim Rice. $146, and that is a pop to third, and that's going to end the inning. So we go to the 6th inning. Score still 5-2 Boston. And this is the fatigue inning for Jim Wright. He's got a 5 on his card, so that means the 6th inning will begin his fatigue check. It's Lansford, Bostock, and Baylor due up. 330. I'm sorry, 303. 303 is a strikeout. 330 would have been a strikeout too. Either way you go. One away, and here's Bostock. Oh, red die didn't go through. Let's redo that. 179, and that's going to be a bloop single. Bloop single for Bostock. Here's Baylor. 618 is going to be a pop to second, so that's 2 away. Baylor is retired, and that'll bring up Joe Rudy. 533. That is going to be up to the first baseman, and that is George Scott. 533 is a 3 unassisted ground out, and that's going to do it to end the inning. 3 unassisted. And we go to the, I think I filled in one too many innings here. We're only in the bottom of the 6th. I got ahead of myself. So we'll fix it later. Again, not that it matters. I'm not keeping stats or anything like that. So, but Jim Wright only had 1 knock against a point of weakness. So next inning, we will add 10 to the ballpark deep drives because of that plus. Not the deep drives, but the ballpark results because of that. He gave up the 1 hit in his fatigue inning. So here's your Stremski. 252. Hartzell against a lefty. 252 is a fly to left. 1 away. Here's Pudge Fisk. 567. We're at the shortstop, but a 7 is trouble for Dave Chalk. 567 is going to be an error on Chalk. So Chalk boots the ball. E6. That blue D10 is evil when it gets to be big like that. So Fisk will reach, and here's Fred Lynn. 114. 114 to fly to right, 2 down. 2 down for Dewey Evans. 554. We're looking at the third baseman, Carney Lansford. But I think the 4 will be okay for him. No, it won't, actually. Single to left field. 554 is a single to left. Let's put runners at first and second. So Lansford, limited range at third base, apparently, in this 78 season. At least that's the way he's rated. And here's George Scott. Whoa, dropped my D10. D10. 289. And against a right-hander, that's a fly to right to end the inning. So now we go to the top of the 7th, and if the Angels don't score any runs, my line score will be up to date. But I'm 1/2 inning ahead of myself. All right, so Wright, again, we're going to add 10 anytime we get a ballpark check because he gave up 1 hit last inning on his point of weakness inning. So here's Fairley. 533, that's the first baseman, Scott. 533 is a 3 unassisted ground out, 1 away. So the blue die cooperated and went low, and that helped him out. Here's Brian Downing. 299, and that is a deep drive to left field. And we're going to add 1 to the deep drives because when we rolled the ballpark, we got warm weather. Downing's power is a 4, but we're going to add 1 to that due to the weather. Makes him a 5. And we're going to add the 2 D10s to the 5 and see what we get right here. We get a 6. That's a total of 11. He gets a double. So a double for Brian Downing on the deep drive. And that's going to bring up Dave Chalk. We get a 406. 406 against the right-hander is a strikeout. He would have walked against the lefty, but not against the righty. Struck him out. And here is Bobby Grich. I will say when I first started playing season ticket, I liked that they had splits, but I didn't think they were necessarily robust enough. But now they're coming up. They come up enough to make them worthwhile, I think. Let's see, 6 16, but we're going to add 10 to it because of his fatigue. And actually, we're going to add 20 now because we already had a double. So we're going to add 20 of this, make it 636. But still, 636 is a ground out to end the inning. And that's going to be it for Wright. They're going to have him go 7 innings, and that's going to be it. And as it turns out, my line score is still accurate, even though I got ahead of myself. So that's going to be it for Wright. He's going to go 7 innings, and they'll go to the bullpen. Not sure who's going to come in yet, but we'll figure it out. Bottom of the 7th, Butch Hobson. And no, I'm not going to do a take me out to the ball game because I want to get this game done. Time is burnt. Daylight is burning. We're already close to noon. So 369, and that is a strikeout. So Hobson out on strikes. Full disclosure, it's forget playoffs, guys. It's going to take everything I got to finish this season. So 257, and that's going to be a 6-3 ground out. 2 down. Boy, I'm just all out of whack here. So Rohammer, 662. Home team batting 672, and that's a single for Brohammer. He gets a base hit. 2-out single for Brohammer. Rice, 426, and that's going to be a double play ground out. There was already 2 outs anyway, so it didn't matter. And that's going to do it. Now I'm wondering if my score sheet is, I guess with all the chat going on and just this whole thing about the way my computer was acting up and whatnot, my score sheet is telling me I should be in the 9th inning now. My line score tells me I should be in the 8th inning. So I don't remember what inning we're even in. That tells you how much I'm into this game. So we're going to have Bob Stanley finish it out. And he'll be facing Miller. And no, I don't know what Jim Wright's final line was, and I don't care. In fact, I like Ben's idea. We're going to call this the 9th inning and be done with it. 317 for Rick Miller. He's going to walk, unfortunately. That extends the game. Here's Carney Lansford. 367, and that's going to be a pop to first, 1 away. So if anybody else wants to check out early, be my guest because I've already mentally checked out on this game. So I'm just wrapping it up. 336, and that's going to be a 4-3 ground out. So they get the lead runner out number 2. 1 out away from finishing this thing off. And we got Lyman Bostock. 466 against a right-hander. It's going to be a triple for Lyman Bostock. How about that? A triple. 5-3 ball game for Don Baylor. 337, and that's going to be a fly to right to end the ball game mercifully. So it's 5-3, the final, and I don't give a shit what the totals are because I don't care. I'm getting this game over with. And looking forward to some college football and looking forward to Strat tonight, possibly. That world's worst, and I'm just not into season ticket baseball. To be quite candid with you, I'm just not into season ticket baseball anymore. The college football thing just adds to that, but realistically, I'm just not. I mean, it's not a knock against season ticket. It's just I'm into Strat. What can I tell you? I'm into Strat, so any other game is going to get the same treatment, whether it was inside pitch or a payoff pitch or whatever. So it's just going to get the same treatment. So there you go. Doubt anybody enjoyed this game because it wasn't my best effort, obviously. Yeah, Dr. D, but I started this project. I want to commit to it and stay with it. So Only a few more games left. Next Saturday, Houston at Wrigley Field to play the Chicago Cubs. It'll be Mark Lemongello against Rick Russell. Much better pitching matchup next Saturday. Houston at Chicago is next Saturday's game. It was played September the 2nd, 1978. Mark Lemongello against Rick Russell. That'll be the game next week. And hopefully I'll get started about 11:15 and give me more time so I don't feel like I'm rushed. And maybe I'll be in a better mood. I don't know. Hard to say. But anyway. But then, I got a little bit ticked off by one of the comments too. I shouldn't let that happen. I shouldn't let that affect me, but it did for whatever reason. Need to be better than that. But, oh well. That's just the way it goes. All right, guys. The plan tonight is to play this Demolition League game. Start a little early midlife. You got probably 10:45. I might bump up to 10. 10:30 is a little bit too early. I might start at 10:45. Plus, I was rushing to get done by 11 because I did my honeydew stuff. I wanted to get it done before I came up here, so I had some chores to get done, and I finished them up around 10:30. So I was, Dr. D, me and you were in the same boat, but my old high school was themed in the Civil War era, so you can kind of make kind of figure out where we're going with that. It's still crap that they did it, but I mean, if you're going to do that, then why are the Ole Miss Rebels still the Rebels? Why are they still the Rebels? Why are they allowed to be the Rebels? Why doesn't somebody change their name? If it's so offensive, why isn't somebody changing the Ole Miss Rebels to be something else? I don't get this, but whatever. Yes, wokeness sucks, and it rhymes with something else that starts with an F, and I'd throw that in there too. I don't like any of that crap. DEI, woke, none of that shit. Don't like any of it. That's why I'm glad I retired. I couldn't stand to do corporate anymore. The last year I was there, they did DEI crap, and it just pissed me off. And don't like it. That's all I can say about it. Don't like it. People should do things on merit, not on what ethnicity they are. Everybody should get a fair shake. No one should be discriminated against, no matter what. I don't care if you're gay, straight, black, white, red, purple, whatever you are, trans, whatever. Pick what you want to be, but judge people on their merit, not on who they are or who they claim to be. Anyway, I didn't want to get off on this. I know California is bad. I wouldn't live in California if you bought me a mansion. I wouldn't live out there. No way in the hell would I live out there. No way would I live out in California. No way in the world with Greasy Newsom in charge. No way. No way, no how. All right, that's enough of that. Time for college football, folks. Hope you enjoy your weekend, your 3-day weekend. Hope you make a nice time of it. Play some games, do whatever it is you enjoy, be with family, whatever floats your boat. Like I said, I may come on tonight and do the demolition game. That's the plan, around 9 o'clock. But we shall see how that turns out. That's what I say, Doug. You don't erase history. I'm sorry. We learn from history. We don't erase it. If you erase history, you're not going to be able to learn from it. You have to acknowledge the history to learn from it. But again, I digress. I don't want to get into anything political, that's for sure. That is not my bent to do that. So I have my beliefs, and you probably can figure those out, but I'm not going to get on here and argue with anybody about them or any of that stuff. So that's going to do it from here. Next time we will be Stratomatic Demolition League. That'll be tonight around 9 o'clock if you're up for it. And that's pretty much it. If I keep going, I'm going to say something I really don't want to. I'm going to really regret. So I better go ahead and cut it off right now because I'm in one of those moods right now. I don't get in one of these moods very often, but I'm in them right now. And it's not where I want to be. So So yeah, Dr. D, I'll try at 9. We'll see. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't play at 9 o'clock tonight, or somewhere in that neighborhood. There's no game tonight on, no college game on tonight that I'm dying to see. And if there is, there's this magical thing called DVR. You can DVR it and come back and watch it. It's probably better to watch the DVR actually, because then you can get through the commercials. As long as you don't get spoilers from other, somebody says, "Oh, so and so is winning in the third quarter right now." I'm like, "Great!" Well, I was trying to record it and watch it later, but you just kind of ruined that. So, oh well. Yeah, the game starts at 12, but they're not. The kickoff's not. I mean, you should know by now that if they kick off at 12:15, they'll be lucky, because that's just all the hype and the TV and everything else. So if they kick off at 12:15, they will be lucky. But to say it starts at 12 is really a misnomer, because with TV production and everything else, there's no way it's going to start at 12. That's just what they tell you to get you there to watch the pregame. So anyway, all right. So that's going to do it from here, folks. Hope you enjoy your Saturday. I will try to be back to my more normal self this evening. For the Demolition League, I'll be in my element, Stratomatic, which will definitely put me in a better mood. I assume I will play this game next Saturday. We shall see. That's not 100% guaranteed at the moment. We shall see. I would like to think I would, because I like to keep my commitments, but all right. So till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.